Well, hello. How are you? I know I'm late. It's okay. Who am I? I'm Garlinda Price, and I know I'm looking a little tribal today, right? So what had happened was I was trying to get time for my hair to dry. I was letting the phone charge up. I just had a lot going on this Friday, right? So anyway, I'm super excited. So I get to come to you today to talk to you about why the keto lifestyle may not be working for you. And I also want to share a couple of other things as well. So I apologize for not making it right at 1 o'clock like I said I would. But these things we call smartphones, mine had to charge up. So I apologize. But anyway, just really quickly, thank you for joining me on today. Who am I? I'm Garlinda Price. So you all already know that we have a private weight loss group. I want to encourage you to join us in the private closed weight loss group. I'm going to type in the name of it right quick. It's called My Body, My Way. And if you say, well, what do you all do over there? So we are targeting and focused on keto, right? So the keto lifestyle. We're talking about intermittent fasting. And so we're trying to help people lose weight without starving, right? Because keto is all about the things that you can eat. And then intermittent fasting is all about when you eat, right? So that's what we're trying to teach people, what to eat as we assume keto, right? And everybody's body is different. Everything for everybody is different. The way you process food is not going to be the way I process food. But we want to share the basics, right? So that's what we're doing over in our closed weight loss group. The other thing that we're doing over there is we do share products and supplements because some people need additional support, right? You need additional weight loss and weight management support. It just is what it is, right? I know I do. And so we share that as well. So if you are looking to lose weight or you're interested in losing weight, I want to encourage you to join and partner with us in the group because we share recipes to help you stay on track. Now, y'all may not notice, but I have, well, you notice, right? It's a whole bunch of gray hair right here, but I'm super excited about it. I've decided to not fight my gray. That's a big step for me, right? It's a huge deal. Hey, Cousin Kim. Hey, Pastor Amy. I'm trying to get off this pillow I was sitting on. So that's a big deal for me, right? So I'm excited about it. I said I'm going to embrace it, and we'll see what happens. I can always buy another bottle of hair color, right? So today we are talking about why you may not be having success on keto. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm going to lower the stand right quick because I feel like I'm looking up in the air. Okay, I hope you all are having an amazing Friday. I am. And so, okay, I'm gonna stop talking so fast. So again, I'm Garlinda Price. So let's get started. So again, if you're just joining us, I was sharing with you that we have a private weight loss group called My Body, My Way. If you say, well, Garlinda, I really want to transform my body. Maybe you've already lost weight, but you still need to get in shape. Or maybe you've lost weight and you don't know what to eat, you know, to maintain your weight or to get in shape. Then that's what we teach and talk about over on that weight loss group. Because I think what's hugely important is a lot of times it's not that when we see people that are heavy set or even when they're overweight that they have poor eating habits. You can gain a super amount of weight from missing meals. As much as you can gain weight from eating too much, you can gain equally the same amount of weight from missing meals. And one thing that I'm going to talk to you today about those of you that have tried keto or are interested in trying keto is that there are top 10 reasons why you may not be losing weight on that specific lifestyle. One thing that is listed is stress, right? So if you are someone that has a lot of belly weight or a lot of weight in the front area, that's not always associated with the fact that you're fat from overeating or heavier from overeating. I'm trying to not use the word fat, right? Because it's just heavier weight, right? So one reason could be stress and cortisol levels, and that's where you hold weight. So that's where I hold weight, right? And my job is hugely stressful. So as many of you know, I own a real estate company in addition to I own a business. And so, but real estate causes me a lot of stress. Why? Because you're dealing with people, right? And not in a bad way, but you're dealing with a highly volatile situation and a lot of emotions. And based on each transaction, you're working with and managing about 10 different personalities, right? Because of all the people involved. So I have a high stress job. So that is where I carry most of my weight is in my stomach. So when you look at yourself and you think, God, I got to lose weight and stop eating, but you realize you've cut back on your eating, you still have that weight. I'm going to share with you the top 10 reasons why if you're following a keto lifestyle or you choose to follow a keto lifestyle, why you can get that under control. Now, only you can control your stress level, but that could be a huge reason why you're holding weight in your stomach, okay? So keto, we talked about what it is, so I'm not going to really go into all those details. Again, join our weight loss group, or there's a video even here on my main page that talks about the keto lifestyle. But what keto is where you get your body into optimal performance to where it burns off its own fat, right? So you get your body to the point where it's taking stored fat and turning that into energy. Well, how do you do that? With the food you eat or don't eat, right? So we talked about last week the foods that you can have on keto and the foods you should not have on a keto diet. So one thing that I want to encourage you to do, for those of you that say, well, I've heard of keto, I'm super interested in it, join our weight loss group. It's free. It's right here on Facebook, right? And we're not in there spamming people. We're sharing with you the same things I'm sharing with you. We're talking about right now. Facts, tips, tricks, recipes, especially for Thanksgiving coming up. Nobody wants to get even larger over Thanksgiving, right? Or you've lost weight and gained all that weight back because of holiday eating and holiday parties. Or maybe you love sweets. So we're going to talk to you about that. We share recipes in there, sweets that you can make and still maintain keto. So let's talk about the top 10 reasons why you're not actually in ketosis. So ketosis is where you get your body to optimal performance, where it is burning off the fat instead of just the foods you ate. It's burning off the stored fat in your system instead of just the glucose or the sugar that's in your system, okay? I'm just adjusting this stand right quick. Okay, that's better. So that's what we're talking about today. I'm Girl Linda Price. So if you're not actually in ketosis, have you been following the ketogenic diet for a while but have no idea if you're in ketosis or not? Well, this is where testing your ketone levels comes into play. So the first thing that I'm going to share with you is a little scientific. So you know you can take a urine test, you know, on the little sticks that like diabetic shoes that you can get in the at the drugstore or at Walmart. There's some little sticks you can use to use the restroom on, and it will measure your level of ketones, but it's not the most accurate. It said that the most accurate way of testing to see if you're in ketosis is a blood test, right? Now, I don't know too many people that just are going to go all of a sudden willy-nilly go and get a blood test done just to see if they're in ketosis. I'm just sharing with you the 3 things you can do to prove that you're actually in ketosis. If you cannot tell from your diet, if you can't tell from your weight loss or your clothes or the scale. Okay, so one is urine testing. It says a urine strip indicates the concentration of ketones in your urine by changing color, right? So if you do a urine test on the little labels or the little strips we're talking about, this is the most affordable type of testing to tell you if you're in ketosis, if you're someone that says, okay, I'm going to follow the ketogenic lifestyle. And it says it does not always yield the most accurate results, but it's the most affordable, right, to check your ketone levels. The second one is breath testing. It says breath testing, like if you were drinking, right? But it says breath testing is considered a little more reliable than urine testing, but it's not the most accurate, okay? It says the ketones that show up on your breath are acetone, or what they call not beta hydroxybutyrate, or BHB, okay? Breath testing can be done by blowing into a ketonics breath analyzer, which gives you a reading based on the level of acetone it detects. So that's very scientific. I have no clue where you would find a ketone breath tester, but I would probably be not too far off if I said Amazon or eBay. Of course, if it's on eBay, make sure it's new, right? But somewhere like that, you could probably get a breath test. And then blood testing is the most accurate way to measure your levels of BHB. I want to check something right quick. Okay, to measure your BHB, all it takes is pricking your finger with a blood meter, and they recommend the precision extra meter. This is considered the most accurate way because there's nothing that can dilute the results, and you see the exact amount of blood ketones on your little pricker. Okay, so those are the 3 ways that you can tell if you're actually in ketosis. Another thing, but we're talking about the top 10 reasons you may not be in ketosis. So the second reason, and thank you everybody that's joined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a great Friday. We're talking about weight loss, right? And those of you that want to lose weight, if you look in the comments section, and I'll put it in there one more time, we have a private weight loss group, a closed weight loss group called My Body, My Way. And the reason why the Lord had me start this weight loss group is to just offer support for those of us that want to get in shape, those of My Body, My Way, those of us that want to change our way of eating, that want to see weight loss success. Like maybe you've been exercising, working out, and you still haven't lost any weight or gotten to the body that you envisioned yourself having or that you really want to have. So we started the keto lifestyle and intermittent fasting, and I'm going to share with you near the end how it's worked for us so far. I say us, meaning some of the people in the group. So number 2 reason why you might not be losing weight on keto is you're not eating satiating meals, right? You're hungry, right? So a lot of times when we think diet, and I keep using the word diet, but I really mean lifestyle, right? So the number 2 reason you may not be losing weight on keto is because you're not eating enough foods to get you full and to make you feel full. So therefore you're still reaching for food after you've eaten. So one thing that you can do, one of the keys for weight loss is eating at a calorie deficit, but it's also more important to pay attention to the quality of the calories that you do eat to make sure you're satisfied and not hangry. So of course, the way to lose weight is to eat fewer calories, right? We already know that. But if you're going to eat fewer calories, that means that you have to eat better quality meals and better quality food so that you can stay full. Well, you know, what does that look like? Well, again, over in that group, we talk about the things you can eat. So like we shared a recipe for Swedish meatballs, right? We shared a recipe for so many yummy things. Hey, Ian, how are you? And so there's some really great foods that you can eat on keto and not be hungry. So I'm going to share those with you in a minute. Eating at a calorie deficit doesn't mean you have to be hungry all the time. In fact, being hungry will only make you miserable, less likely to stick to your lifestyle change, and eventually you're going to give in to cravings. Hey, Jose. Hey, Pastor Kenneth. And so you can eat at a calorie deficit and feel satisfied by eating the right kinds of food. So in keto, you can have steak, you can have chicken, you can have fish. But not only that, they recommend that you eat the higher fat cuts, right? Because keto is all about 70% protein, 20% fat, 75% protein, 20% fat, and then 5% of good carbs, right? A good carb is in a vegetable form, not a piece of not pasta, not bread, right? Not wheat, those type things. So satiating healthy meals, especially saturated and monosaturated fats, those are important, right? And where do you get fat from? From foods. So it's important to have fat in your diet. You can get it from olive oil, you can get it from grass-fed butter, you can get it from all these different things. And so that's why this is the number 2 reason you might not be doing well on a ketogenic lifestyle. So monosaturated fats and saturated fats are the cornerstones of the ketogenic diet. If you want a high quality keto diet, then you'll need abundant sources of high quality fats. One of those is MCT. Right, so now if you go through your health food aisle at Food Lion, I don't know what part of the country you're in, Safeway, U-Crops, Kroger's, right? Piggly Wiggly if you're out in the country in North Carolina, right? So if you go through some of these aisles, you'll start to actually see MCT oil or products with MCT oil in them or grass-fed butter in them, because now keto is starting to move in the mainstream, so that now it's easier to find things. But I'm going to share with you products as we go along, so then I don't have to do this at the end. So one product that we focus on, us and some of us over in the weight loss group, is we do keto coffee, right? So what the keto coffee does is it's going to give us MCT oil for the brain. It's going to give us grass-fed butter, which is the healthy fat that we need for brain function, for mental clarity, and it aids in weight loss, because the whole point behind a keto lifestyle is getting into ketosis and staying in ketosis. So the other thing that the coffee has is collagen, right? So I'm 50 years old. I want to maintain as best I can my looks at 50, my size at 50, want to get smaller, but I want to be healthy. And so MCT oil is going to give you a healthy fat, and it's going to support a keto lifestyle, and it's an even greater oil, a better oil than coconut oil, right? There were some reports about coconut oil, even though it's not horrible, and they report about everything. They report about toothpaste. We still going to keep brushing our teeth, right? But it's just saying that MCT oils are a lot better and a lot healthier fats than coconut oil, which tends to be it can be toxic for some people that have food allergies, okay? So that's what I'm going to share with you. So it's more satiating than coconut oil and boosts ketone production, so you can enter fat burning mode faster. So the keto coffee that we sell or that we share, and that is a product that will support a keto lifestyle, is because I drank this one, that's why it's torn open. It's going to help you stay in ketosis. It will help you burn fat. It will help with your metabolism. It's going to help you get the things that you need. It does contain milk. This is really creamy, right? So if you think, oh, I've tried coffees before and they were just horrible. Yeah, I'm a coffee snob. If I don't have my first cup of coffee in the morning, the whole day is going to be bad for everybody. I'm joking, right? But it's just not, I want coffee in the morning. And so it is probably one of the best cups of coffee that I've had and that I love and that I enjoy. So I'm just sharing with you things that may help you get into ketosis and stay there. So One study found that MCT oil can make you feel fuller longer than coconut oil for over 3 hours. So also, if you have keto coffee, and you don't have to, I'm just sharing with you things that have the products in it that keto recommends, that the keto lifestyle recommends. This has your MCT oil. This has your grass-fed butter, which you can have on keto. This has collagen in it, which is going to support joints and bones and brain function, right? It has these things in there, but it's also super creamy and yummy, so it tastes good, okay? But I noticed last night I had gone out of town and I had a pack of it in the car, and I was hungry, and I realized I hadn't eaten all day. My head was starting to hurt. So I had treated myself, in case you saw my page, I had treated myself to one of these little whiskers. What's it called? A frother. So I mixed the coffee up in the car, and the coffee went everywhere, like all over the cup holder. It was a hot mess, right? But the coffee that didn't spill out was super good, but it was so yummy and it was filling. So let's keep going. The number 3 reason why you may not be, still on number 2. Okay, so the best foods to eat in ketosis or for a keto lifestyle, listen to some of the foods you can have, right? And these are the best things they recommend. You can have butter. You can have ghee, which is a form of butter, Ghee. You can have avocados, yum. You can have, you may say they don't taste like anything, but you can make an avocado taste like whatever you want, right? You can have macadamia nuts. You can have coconut butter. You can have egg yolks. You can have coconut oil. You can have olive oil, MCT oil, just talked about that. And you can have avocado oil. So those are the healthy fats that you can have, 20%, right? Protein, which makes up 75% of what you should have if you're on a keto lifestyle, are the fatty cuts of, so beef in general. You can have fatty cuts such as steak, veal, but you're eating a baby cow if you eat veal, roast, and ground beef. But I guess you're eating a full-grown cow if you eat steak, so what's the difference, right? Just kidding. But so proteins you want to eat on a keto lifestyle are fatty cuts such as steak, veal, roast, ground beef. You also can have poultry, so chicken, turkey, wild game. They want you to have the darker wild game, so that means duck meat, right? You can have fattier meats or fattier cuts of the poultry, so you can have the thighs, the legs. They want you on the keto lifestyle. It's recommended that you have the fattier cuts of meat because it's going to have the fat in there that's going to help you get into ketosis and help you burn fat, okay? And then you can have pork tenderloins, pork loin, ham, bacon, ground pork. There is no way anybody is on the keto lifestyle talking about they're hungry or not losing weight. You're already probably eating bacon anyway. You just got to cut out the biscuit, right? So you got to cut out the grits. You can't have the biscuit, the toast, and the grits to go with the bacon. So let's keep going, but you can still have the eggs, right? You can have fish. You can have salmon, which is super high in fats, but a good fat, right? Omega-6, omega-12, or is it omega-3? I forget, but it has omegas in it, right? Tuna, mackerel, trout, halibut, cod, and mahi-mahi. You can have eggs, organ meat. The thought of eating anybody's organs is like, I'm not eating. Liver is the only food I will not eat. Liver, gizzards, what is the other? The little hearts, that little bag of crap that comes in when you buy chicken, that, right? No, I'm not doing that, but you can have it, right? You can have shellfish. These are the non-starchy vegetables that you can have on ketosis, right? This, because I'm talking about the number 2 reason why people are not losing weight on the keto lifestyles, because they're not feeling satisfied. They're not getting satiated when they eat. Okay, so non-starchy vegetables, they recommend you eat the thick leafy greens, or think thick leafy greens. You can do kale, spinach, chard, lettuce, radicchio, Brussels sprouts, and broccoli. Did I say Brussels spout? Or Brussels sprout? And broccoli, right? The carbs that you can have in other vegetables include onions, bell peppers, asparagus, celery, cucumber, zucchini, and cauliflower. Fruit should be avoided, right? Fruit should be eaten only in very small contents because of the amount of the high sugar content. Some low sugar options include strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, cherries, and cranberries, only in a very small supply, a handful, right? A palmful, not a big old palm like hand, like your palm, like the inside right here. Fruits want to be avoided. And you may say, oh, Garlinda, that's healthy sugar. Don't believe the lie. We talk about that over in our private weight loss group, right? There have been studies that show, and I can tell you right now, your body does not know the difference between a Snickers bar, a smoothie, and an apple. It does not know the difference between a watermelon, a cantaloupe, and a Hershey's bar. It does not, right? The body processes sugar the same way, and the first thing that the body wants to burn is glucose. which is sugar. So if you eat things that become sugar in the bloodstream, you drink things that become sugar in the bloodstream, or anything that's going to be sugar related, you eat sugar that's sugar in the bloodstream, your body wants to burn that first. So therefore, if your body is looking to burn glucose and your body is looking to burn sugar, then it's not going to be looking to burn up the stored fat, which leads to ketosis. Okay, but we're not going to do a ketosis study. Let me stay focused. So high quality proteins are important. So the third reason you may not be getting into ketosis is you're missing hidden carbohydrates, right? Like vegetables, dairy, and nuts are on the keto approved food list, but they can still have a higher carbohydrate count than you think, right? So both dairy, which is almond milk, you can have almond milk on keto, you can have sour cream, you can have heavy whipping cream in your coffee. You can have coconut milk, although it's not highly recommended, but both dairy and nuts should be eaten with caution. Nuts are high in fat, but they can throw you out of ketosis, because on a keto lifestyle or keto diet, you want to stay under 25 grams of carbs. So one thing that I do is I have a shake. Of course, you all know I'm an It Works distributor, so I'm sharing with you the products that I use, but you can use whatever you want. I'm just sharing with you what makes it easy for me. So with the It Works shake, I do the rich chocolate because I'm all about a chocolate shake, and this one is delicious. I'm a shake snob, but normally I can't even process shakes. In the past, when I tried to do protein shakes, they would make me so constipated, right? I couldn't. That's a lot of information, but we just had, come on, we're talking health, right? So I couldn't process them because of the whey, the protein that was in it, but this is a pea protein, so this is a plant-based protein. This is great for vegans. For vegetarian, pescatarian, and vegan, right? Because it is plant-based protein powder, soy-free, non-GMO, dairy-free, and vegan. What does that mean? Most vegans, and we already know this, not most vegans, all vegans, though they don't eat meat, they have a plant-based diet, right? And even though I'm not a vegan, my body does not process whey. It doesn't process protein. I don't process soy. I don't process gluten, right? So when you're thinking about why am I, hey Richard, God bless you. Why am I, hey Tiara, why am I heavy set or why am I overweight? We're going to talk about it in a second, that you may have inflammation in your body and not even know about it, right? So I'm sorry I have a bad connection today. Y'all stay with me, right? So I'm sorry that I'm sorry about that. So when you gain weight, you may just be inflamed in your body. You may just have weight from foods, right? I didn't even realize, and I told Marvin at one point when I was trying to lose weight, I said, I just feel swollen, right? And then come to find out, that's exactly what it is. It's inflammation in your system based on foods that you're eating. So you may be missing hidden carbohydrates. So it says other possible hidden carbs can be found in some cruciferous vegetables, and these are vegetables that I try to avoid, but other people can eat them, and it's really great, right? And I eat them, but on a limited basis. Hey, Mark Ray, love you. Cabbage. Happy Alpha anniversary. I hope I said that right. I'm talking to my friend Mark Ray. So you can eat cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, fennel, and turnips, but you have to be careful eating those things, because when you're eating cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, fennel, and turnips, they are higher in carbs, right? So I'm talking about the top 10 reasons why, if you're trying to follow a keto lifestyle, you may not be losing weight. So if you say, well, Garlinda, I skip meals, I'm on the go all the time, I'm sharing with you just right quick, I do a shake, right? I do a meal replacement shake. Today, because I'm rushing and I'm doing so much, I missed breakfast and I missed lunch, which is fine if you're doing an intermittent fast, but I'm not fasting today. I'm hungry, right? So I will do a shake. So if you're trying to follow keto and you're like, well, I need something sweet, I need something that will satisfy me, I can drink this in 3 hours, I will not need anything to eat. And just to let you know, there's only 4 grams of carbohydrates in this whole thing, right? So we just talked about that. And then we talked about not having fruit on the keto lifestyle. And you're like, okay, well, where am I going to get my fruit from? So what we have is we do greens on the go. I'm just sharing with you as we're talking about keto some things that work for me, right? So greens on the go is just 34 fruits and vegetables, 52 superfoods. So if you research keto, it talks about needing, and if you research a vegan lifestyle, if you research a healthy lifestyle, they are going to recommend a super powder, right? And so none of us is walking around here eating 10 fruits and vegetables every day. We're just not doing it. Even though, can you imagine just trying to walk around eating 10 apples every day? I wouldn't even do it. I'm sorry, I had to hang up on somebody. I'm not going to chip my tooth on an apple all day long, right? I'm just kidding, right? But I don't like front biting vegetables and fruits. But anyway, so I do the greens on the go, and I take the greens on the go and I pop it in a shake. So you may find when you're trying to lose weight that you need convenience. I'm busy, I need convenience, right? So this is what I do, is the greens on the go takes the place of the fruit that you think you want, that of course it is yummy, right? But pineapples, watermelon, apples, high in sugar content, they're gonna throw your weight off. Right? Even those healthy fruit drinks that you can get from my favorite store is Whole Foods, one of my favorite stores, right? But when you drink those things, they still have cane sugar. So even cane sugar, organic brown sugar, those things are going to throw you out of ketosis, right? So it doesn't matter how healthy it seems, says, or sounds. You can learn this over in our weight loss group. I'm going to type it in here one more time, but it's called My Body, My Way. It's a closed weight loss group where we talk to you over there about more details on keto and how to lose weight. And why is it so important to me? Because I've lost weight and I want to continue helping other people lose weight so they can live longer, right? God said, Garlinda, I said this yesterday, you got to lose weight because I'm sending you out. And where you're going to preach, you got to be able to outrun them demons when you out there preaching, right? and I have to have endurance. So let's keep going. Number 4, you're eating too much fat. So even though you can have fat on keto, you might be eating too much of it. So another major mistake people make when starting a keto diet is thinking they can eat an endless amount of fat. You cannot, right? Even though you can have fat and it's recommended to have fat, and we even talked about the fat that's in the coffee. We talked about the coconut oil, avocado oils, avocados. Those things are salmon. You can have all those healthy fats, grass-fed, butter, ghee, sour cream, but you don't want to overdo it. And y'all know how we are. You know, I eat because things taste good. I don't necessarily stop eating because I'm full. I stop eating after it stops, like I'm stuffed, right? So I have a tendency to overeat because I overdo everything is in excess in me, right? So if it's good, it's great. If it's great, it's better, right? So maybe y'all eat like that, but I eat because food is good, not because I'm hungry per se. So this can create a surplus of calories when you're eating too much fat. So for instance, 1 pound of body fat contains roughly 3,500 calories. I had no idea. This would lead us to the conclusion that cutting 500 calories a day for a week would result in roughly 1 pound of weight loss. So when you say, well, how hard is it to lose weight and how can I lose weight? We've got to cut out some things and add in those things that are healthy so we can lose weight. So that really put it in perspective for me that if 1 pound of body fat contains 3,500 calories and I eliminate 500 calories from my diet, then I'm going to lose a pound. How cool is that, right? So it says this is where we're going overboard. This is where going overboard with fats could get tricky. Fats contain more than twice the amount of calories as carbs or proteins, so it's crucial for you to count how many grams of fat you're actually eating. And I'm going to share with you an app that I uploaded on my phone. I may not be able to tell you the exact name of the app, but I'm going to tell you, you have it on your phone. If you have the Play Store, I think that's what you have. If you have Android, and if you have iPhone, you have App Store. So it says this is another way the perfect keto macro calculator comes in handy. So what I uploaded to my phone or downloaded to my phone today was a keto carb counter, right? And then what I realized is I've been going overboard on carbs. Well, how did I figure that if I didn't eat today? Because I did eat Skinny Pop. Skinny Pop popcorn has so few carbs. It's so yummy. I just do the regular salt and pepper one, I think it is, or either the butter one. So Skinny Pop popcorn. But I ate probably half the bag because I know that there's so few carbs in it. So basically, I ate 7 grams of my 25 grams of carbs I'm supposed to have for today to stay in ketosis, right? I was like, dang, I lost 7 grams of carbs just on a half a bag of popcorn. That sucks, right? So it makes you think about on keto, and it makes you think about, I'm gonna lower this thing one more time, what you're eating, because I realize or feel like I wasted good carbs on popcorn. Like, that sucks, right? So now if I wanted to have something else, I need to figure out what that's gonna be so I maximize my carbs. Right? So it really, keto really helps you think smarter and use more wisdom about what it is that you're eating. So number 6 reason you're not losing weight on keto is you're getting too much exercise. Pump the brakes. How do you get too much exercise? Some of y'all don't. Y'all know this don't even apply to you. Y'all should just wait right till I get to number 7, right? Because you do want to you do want to exercise, but you don't want to overdo it, because when you actually exercise and you're overdoing it, you're creating additional cortisol in the body. And y'all know the people I'm talking about that work out 3 and 5 hours a day. I mean, I don't know too many people like that, but there are people like that. All they do is work out. But that doesn't necessarily help you to lose weight. So what it says is, you know that saying too much of something can be a bad thing. This applies to exercise too. So exercise is crucial for improving overall health. However, there's a healthy limit for everyone, right? The main type of exercise abused by those trying to lose weight is chronic cardio, right? Who knew? Repetitive aerobic training increases your appetite because your body feels deprived and wants those calories back. And so that's why when I was walking, I was noticing that I wasn't really losing weight. But the minute I started adding weights and strength training, and I'm not talking about dead weightlifting, I'm talking about like, you know, 5, 10, 15 pound weights. I think I can do 20 pound weights, but they're hard, right? But the minute I added weights, that helped me to lose weight. The minute I started jogging a little bit while walking, that helped me to lose weight. So it's saying that you can't do chronic cardio or repetitive aerobic training exercises, because it's going to make your body want more food, which is going to cause you to overeat, which combats your trying to lose weight, right? So everything in moderation. So now this is that's not my comment to say don't go exercise. We're working out for our hearts, right? And our lungs and organ function. You're not just doing it to lose weight, right? So it says, and in a battle between your willpower and your biology will always win. So in other words, you'll end up overeating to compensate for the excess calories burned. While all effective exercise creates some type of acute inflammation, chronic exercise can create systemic internal inflammation as well as oxidative stress, right? So it's not great to be doing all these high cardio. Like, I know people like Zumba, and I love that people like to dance, but I just don't like all that bumping and jumping around. I don't like my boobs flapping all over the place. I know I said it right, but I just don't like it, right? It's like flopping all over the place. So I know that's why they have sports bras, but I still don't like it, right? But so I like walking, jogging, and lifting hand weights. That works for me. So find out what works for you without overdoing it. So next, number 7, you're experiencing stress. So if you joined us late, not late, but if you came on later, the first thing I talked about is how much stress adds to stomach fat, right? Adds to your stomach area weight not going away, because really what you see is an increased influx of cortisol. So what you have is an inflamed stomach area from stress, right? So it says stress is a significant factor when troubleshooting weight loss. When you're stressed out, your body produces cortisol. And cortisol is a signal hormone known as the stress hormone. It's one of the top hormones we release when we're under pressure or in a flight. Hey, Tierlyn! Or in a fight or flight situation. Cortisol has the ability to channel glucose to the muscles during the body's response to stress. So therefore, it's sending out fat. Right? When you have stress going on, your body is like, danger, danger, danger. So now it's trying to fight off anything that's attacking it, and it's holding weight. It's making it heavier, right? So let's keep going. So it plays a major role in keeping us alert, awake, motivated, and it's necessary for our survival. However, it says it's also responsible for storing fat around your stomach area and making weight loss more of a challenge. The real problem kicks in when cortisol production becomes chronic due to constant stress, so that the fat around your stomach starts to increase. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like no wonder. Like I lose weight everywhere else, right? But in my stomach area, I'm like, why do I still have this stomach, right? Even though my stomach has gone down, I want a flat, cute stomach, right? So I noticed for me that keto helped get my stomach down, intermittent fasting helped get my stomach down, but exercising it helped me lower my stress level. It helped me reduce my stress level. So then my stomach started to go down, okay? So 2 things I want to share with you before we go. Let me see what else is next, because that's the last page, okay? So let's talk about a fat fighter. So if you already know this is you, right? We have 3 products that I want to share with you to talk about just really quickly. You said, I finally decided I'm going to try keto. You can do it, sister. I ordered a keto cookbook and dessert book this morning. That's what I'm talking about, right? So that's my friend Terry Lynn. So for those of you that say you want to do keto, we talk about great recipes in our My Body, My Way group, but maybe you want a cookbook, right? Because then you can control how much you see and what you do. And then YouTube is our best friend when it comes to keto as well. So I commend you. You can do it, sister. And so one product that's really great is the Advanced Fat Fighter. So what the Advanced Fat Fighter is going to do is going to help control your stress levels. It's going to help you burn 70% of the carbs that you eat on a daily basis, right? And it's going to help burn 30% of the fat. So it's not going to eliminate everything, right? But it is going to help those of you that say, okay, you fall off the wagon. We talk about this, get run over by the wagon, and the wheel on the wagon hits you in the head because you ate something you weren't supposed to eat, but you still want to stay on keto, right? Or you struggle with sugar cravings, or you struggle with overeating because of exercise, you're just extra hungry, or you go all day without eating and at night you are starving, so you're shoveling chips in your mouth while you're frying chicken, or shoveling chips in your mouth and cookies while you're making spaghetti for your family. You all know how it is. Life is busy, right? I used to be a hairdresser for 14 years, and so my eating was so unhealthy because you ate in between clients. You had to eat quickly. It's not like you got to sit down and have a decent meal, right? So all that stuff caught up with me at some point, and so I understand. So our Advanced Fat Fighter is a perfect formula. You can get this for $25 as a loyal customer. If you're interested in what is a loyal customer, you can DM me off topic for that. But the Advanced Fat Fighter is going to help you lose weight. It will help you when you are trying to change your lifestyle, but you keep getting tripped up. Okay, so that's a really great product. It's a carb inhibitor. It prevents the carbs from your food that you eat on a daily basis from staying in your system as stored fat. Okay, another product that's really great is the Thermal Fight. So the Thermal Fight will increase your metabolism, help you to burn fat, and help you to burn calories. So a daily walk, it says, can help you burn about a daily walk can help you burn 278 calories, somewhere around there, right? But the Thermal Fight can help you burn anywhere from 378 to 500 calories a day, right? So you take one Thermal Fight with breakfast, one with lunch, one with dinner. If you don't eat breakfast, you still would take it. If you don't eat lunch, you still would take it. If you don't eat dinner, you still would take it. And so this is $39 on as a loyal customer, and we can talk to you about that. But it's a cactus-based, plant-based protein, right? Cactus-based, plant-based product, not a protein. And it has encapsulated caffeine. So if you're someone that has high blood pressure, you may not be able to take the Thermal Fight. You could take the ingredients. We can send them to you. You can send it to your doctor. But we have another one called It's Vital Core Nutrition. And that is non-caffeinated, can help you still burn calories. It comes out on time release, and so it can help you increase your metabolism if you can't take the Thermal Fight because of high blood pressure. And then the last thing we recommend is a cleanse, right? You need to do a cleanse. If you're not detoxing at least once every 6 months or once every 90 days, where's the food going that's kind of stuck in your intestines, right? Because if our intestines are, I think that they say are 6 feet long, right? All wrapped up and coiled all up together, and you're not necessarily using the restroom on a regular basis, or you are, but it's not significant. How are you getting this? What's getting out of your system, right? You notice that you're sluggish, you're tired, your skin may be broken out. You have an excess amount of weight in the front, and you just feel full all the time. You probably need a cleanse, right? So the cleanse, I drank these, so that's why, they're empty. But the cleanse is a 2-day cleanse, right? You drink one in the morning, one at night, and it tastes like a sweet and sour lollipop from back in the day. It's really good, okay? So I did a video where I gave a review of that. But the cleanse it's a gentle cleanse. You're not gonna be chained to the bathroom. You're not gonna be stuck at home. You're not gonna have disaster pants, as my sister calls it, with another detox she did a few years back. We were hollering, right? You're not gonna have any of that, right? It's just a gentle cleanse, but that is the best way to start with keto. That is the best way to start with a weight loss, is to have a really great cleanse and to have products on hand to help you be successful, right? So the last thing I wanna share with you, last two, is you're not sleeping enough, right? So one way to be successful on keto is you have to get enough rest. And you may say, well, Garlinda, I'm not able to sleep at night. But sleep is essential in balancing out your hormones. And I had a friend of mine, lie to you not, the minute that she got the right amount of vitamins in her system, she was able to sleep, right? Because you don't realize sometimes that the same way you need fruits and vegetables and you need vitamins to function, you need it for a healthy night's sleep. And if you're hungry and your body is malnourished, which her body was malnourished, the minute that she took, I forget what the product was, it had at the time, this was like last year, she took a product that had sea kelp in it, which was basically greens, right? So she was able to go to sleep because she incorporated greens into her system, blue-green algae. And so that's what the greens on the go have. So I just want to share with you just really quickly a couple of ingredients that are in here, because you may not realize that you're malnourished. So it has blue-green algae, which is spirulina, parsley, barley grass, spinach, chlorella, alfalfa extract, matcha greens, watercress, rosemary, plantain leaf, dandelion, lemongrass, and green tea extracts, and pea fiber. So yummy. But she was able to get to rest and go to sleep from drinking greens. And then you may say, well, what sense does that make? Because if the body is not getting the sufficient amounts of what it needs, it's going to show up in either weight gain, it's going to show up in sleeplessness, it's going to show up in agitation and restlessness, it's going to show up in all these different areas, and you may not really understand what's going on. You may just think people are getting on your nerves, but really you need a detox. I know that may sound silly, right? But when your body is out of balance and you're not getting the proper nutrients, everything is affected, right? So number 8, you're not sleeping enough. So maybe partial the reason why you're not sleeping enough, if you don't have any medical concerns, you could be malnourished, okay? So we're talking about the 10 reasons why you may not be having success on the keto lifestyle. So the number 9 is you have food sensitivity. So even if you're following macros and tracking your calories, food sensitivities can still throw your weight loss off. And so what does that mean? I can't eat bananas. Now, even though on keto we talk about not eating fruit, and that's why I have the greens on the go anyway, and that's why I do the shake, I can't do bananas, right? It's a latex form vegetable. My sister taught me all these things when the Lord called her to have a vegan lifestyle. No meat, no nothing, right? No dairy. She went straight vegan. I was like, oh God, thank God you called her to do that, not me, because I love meat, right? Just kidding, God, I don't want to do that, right? But she started teaching me about nightshade vegetables, like eggplants and things like that. And she started teaching me how some foods work against our body. And it was so interesting, right? She's writing a book called The Prophet's Diet. She's not finished yet. But I just learned so much. Tomatoes have latex. And so when you think about why your body reacts to certain foods, if you begin to watch how you feel after you eat certain things, you'll begin to know things that aren't good for you that actually act as carcinogens or toxins once you eat them. So the minute I eat a banana, like my face feels swollen, I feel sick. I just feel horrible, right? Even now if I eat a chocolate, y'all, I love chocolate chip cookies. Like if I could marry a chocolate chip cookie, a really warm one, I would, right? But if I eat one, it's going to taste good when I eat it. But after it goes down, I feel like I'm poisoned. Like it's the worst feeling ever, right? When I drink milk, which I do love ice cream, all of a sudden I feel like I have the flu, right? If I eat, just certain vegetables, if I eat cabbage, I feel like I have the flu. So it took me a process of elimination to find out the things that make me feel horrible, right? So maybe you need to do that. Maybe you need to think about, do you have food sensitivities? And that's why when you've tried different weight loss programs or you've tried different things to lose weight and it didn't work because you were sensitive to some of the foods they recommended, because just because they work for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. I tried that 10-day green smoothie cleanse. I gained 10 pounds. What the world? Right? But I have a sensitivity to the sugars in fruit. So I don't eat fruit like that. You said me too, Terry Lynn. I love chocolate chip cookies. Oh my gosh. So when we go to Florida, I still may have to eat one and just suffer through it. But many people have had food sensitivities that they didn't even know about, and the most common being dairy, right? So the most common food sensitivity for people is dairy. It says dairy includes cheese, cream, butter, yogurt, and cheese. So I love oatmeal. I don't eat it now, right? But when I would eat oatmeal, I would become so constipated. I would become so bloated, almost to the point where I felt like my intestines were being strangled. It was horrible, but I couldn't figure out why. But so even if I made the oatmeal with water, so I don't process wheat, I don't process oats, I don't process rolled oats. And then I said, well, I'll do quinoa, because then I became a quinoa fan. But quinoa, a half a cup of quinoa has 25 grams of carbohydrates. So if you're on a keto cleanse, or not a keto cleanse, a keto lifestyle, you want to stay at 25 carbs or lower to lose weight and stay in ketosis. So now, you have to be thinking about these things as you say, I want to lose weight. So again, I'm going to type in here one more time. Terry Lynn, do me a favor. Will you type in my body, my way for me? That way I don't accidentally hang up on anybody. I know she's like, I didn't come on here to work. Please. Okay. I love you. And so we have a closed weight loss group called My Body, My Way. And in there, we go in greater detail about keto. There's so many videos I've done on keto and intermittent fasting and that are working for people that have implemented them and that, you know, that follow it. Y'all know, because we say we're going to do stuff and we say we follow it and it didn't work for us, but we know we had fries. Right, we know we had sweet potatoes or potatoes and we shouldn't have, because not that they're not good for you, but sweet potatoes and potatoes cause extra stored fat. Okay, so let's keep going. Last thing I want to share with you. So do you have food sensitivities? It says inflammation prevents weight loss and increases weight gain. So inflammation in your system prevents weight loss and increases weight gain. So if you think you may be sensitive to a certain food, it's important to experiment and pay attention to what foods make you feel better or feel worse. So we just talked about that. And then the 10th reason why you might not be losing weight on keto is because you haven't tried it yet, right? So I'm gonna type it in right quick. Terry Lynn might not have heard me, so I think there might be a delay too. So My Body, My Way is our private weight loss group. And I just sat here and shared with you products that I sell and that I carry as a It Works distributor that are working for me. So this past week, I shared with you that I did the cleanse and how the cleanse worked for me. It was gentle, made me feel great. I loved it. But since starting keto, I started keto and the It Works products back on October the 3rd, I think is when my products came in. I'm down 2 pounds, right? So you may say 2 pounds in 30 days, yeah, 2 pounds, right? Because how hard is it to lose a pound? I just shared with you that 1 pound of fat, 1 pound of fat has 3,500 calories. So it's challenging to lose weight, right? And so it didn't happen overnight, but in 30 days, I'm down 2 pounds. So it's worked for me. So if you're interested in the products and you say, girl, Linda, I want more details, my website, I'm gonna type it in here for you right quick, is www.fitrichlife.com. And I'm just sharing with you what's working for me. So since last year, I lost 25 pounds. I've lost fitrichlife.com. And so I've lost another 2 pounds. So I'm down 27 pounds total. And my weight loss goal is about 35, 40 pounds, okay? So that's my website, fitrichlife.com. And so I'm going to go. I want to thank you just for hanging out with me on today. Last product I want to share with you before I go is an energy product. So if you say, well, girl, Linda, you know, I want to exercise, I need more energy, and then this is how you're going to get it, is I use the little keto energy sticks. I'm getting ready to take one now because I have a lot I got to do. And this tastes like a pixie stick, right? So it was, I'm sorry, I'm hanging up on somebody because they must not realize I'm online even though they're trying to FaceTime me, right? So it's a energy supplement that we use from It Works. So if you say, well, Garland, I don't need to lose weight, but I do need some energy, that is an excellent product, and it's our keto energy. So message me, right? I love you. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye.